Jen from Occupy PHA, which is the Philadelphia Housing Authority. Our housing authority here in Philadelphia owns a lot of vacant, viable homes that they just leave as blight in the neighborhood and don't house people in. So during the pandemic, we've been supporting families into making these vacant homes that are meant to house families anyway into their homes.
Okay, my name is Latasha. I live in a 5-bedroom, 3-story house in North Philadelphia. Me being able to be here has taken a huge weight off of myself and my children's shoulders. Like, we can actually be together now and be a family and not have to worry about where this child's going to go tonight, or does this child have to sleep in the train. Like, there's a lot of toll on us. So us being able to be here has been the biggest blessing we all could ever get. Like, when we came here, the house was a mess. Like, we all came together as a family. We worked to get the paint and stuff, and we basically made it look like a home. And there's still like some work that has to be done, but I think more so we just all just appreciate having shelter, period. Just not having to worry about being, it's just a separation thing. We're all together now. Like, we've been separated for like the past 4 years. So now that I have a home, I'm hoping I can get my kids out of DHS. They said once I find a house and that they will close us out. So me getting this house is a blessing.
When the pandemic hit, we were just like, yo, we know where all these like empty housing properties are, and like that at that point the benefit seemed to outweigh the risk, because there was no like safe place for people to go and everything was shut down, and we just were like, you know, whatever risk comes with it, like it's worth it at this point, because like, these houses are just sitting empty and people need a safe place to like bring their children during a pandemic.
I just appreciate the fight, period. Like, being a part of it, I'll do anything I have to, but I just know that there's a lot more moms out there that's like me, that's like afraid to, like, you know, even take the chance.
Everybody is within their rights to do what we're doing right now. Like, our neighborhoods are being intentionally blighted by these empty properties, and families are like being separated by the Department of Human Services, taking their children because they don't have a place to go. And there's a lot of money coming in for like housing, and if they're not going to provide that housing, then we don't have a choice but to step up to the plate, because anybody could end up in this situation. I mean, like, some of the folks that we moved in were left shelters to move in due to the pandemic, or having to separate their families in the shelter, but some people were sleeping in their cars or just didn't have a place to be at all. So yeah, some people were in situations where they didn't have like access to these spare things. And so over here we have the sink, hot and cold water, dishes, people were eating. A regular kitchen, stove.
I think majority of people in my situation already know it's hard to get housing. It's just more so of a fear of actually trying. I've actually thought about it before, going into abandoned houses and try to fix it up for the mistake. I've thought about it before. I just never had the heart, because I always had the kids with me. People on the block, I would think they would, you know. I always thought about it, because I feel like it's so many empty houses just sitting there. Like, they're rotting. They're just sitting there empty. The structure of it is good, and it's like you got all these families that needs housing in their own city, not to be sent 8 hours away to try to get housing somewhere in another county or state, you know. And this society already knows the system that's put in place to keep us from having things. So I think it's so much go without saying. Like, we know the system is designed to keep us down. We know the system is designed to not really help Black women, and I'm not even like taking it into a color thing, but I know for women in my situation, I've actually lived in the homeless system. Me and my kids been going through chronic homelessness since I started having kids. I just was always able to continue working and get my own place, and to have to go in and out, this whole thing is a cycle. It's meant for you to go into the shelter system. In the shelter system, they don't have system, and they just have families sitting there hoping somebody will call them with a house. They don't have life skills. They don't have stuff in place for when those people get the house that they can keep it. So the system is already designed for you to not have nothing. It's like you have to go out there and actually fight for yourself and take some things and fight for some things to have stuff for you and your children, your family, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a fighter. Like, I've been fighting for so long to have a crib, keep a crib. It's been hard. I've been put out on the streets with my kids. I done had my stuff thrown out on the street, come home, and my stuff is outside. I done lived in shelters where I came back from work and they told us we had to leave. And so it's like, I always had to put my kids or go tell them we gotta leave and we gotta be homeless again, and that hurt. So the system knows what it's doing. We just need more people out here that actually have the heart to actually stand up and say something about it. With everything that's going on in the world, it ain't just about the cops killing black men. It's like a hidden side that nobody don't even think about. Like a person who already has a home is not going to care that these families are homeless. They can go home to their own homes every day. They can get up and go to work and work in shelters and systems where they are paid to help homeless people, but at the end of the day, those systems are designed for it to be a cycle. So if you can find a way to fight past it and still get what you need, then that's what we gotta be.
I mean, I stay in touch with the families and people that didn't have a place to go, but now they do. They can cook. Like, we're in the kitchen right now. They can use the bathroom. They can take a shower. They can go to sleep. They don't have to worry about being exposed to things in the shelter, whether it's COVID or violence or different personalities. This is just a home. I mean, they just are living like normal people.
But I feel as though, me personally, being a mom with children in a homeless shelter system, you have to be able to look and search for these things yourself, because the system is designed for you to not have it. It's designed for you to stay in it. It wouldn't be a system if there weren't continuously homeless families that have to be pouring in there, and it's so overcrowded that they can't even place them in shelters. When I went into the shelter in February, I had to split up with some of my kids so I only could keep 3 of them with me. So, and even with the housing things, I had got a Think for a housing voucher in Pittsburgh, and I went out there 2 times. So it's like a runaround thing you gotta do. I live in Philly. I don't have a place to stay in Pittsburgh, so if I go out there, I have to make sure that I can get back to Philadelphia. So they wanted me to run back and forth to Pittsburgh, which I did not have the means for travel to get the voucher. So it's like the opportunity can come up, but it's still a catch-22, because how are we gonna get to it? DHS is not designed to help families with housing. They just expect you to they keep your family in the system until you can figure out how to get it. So for somebody to reach out to me and tell me they had a home for us, I wasn't thinking nothing else but about being in a home. And I will fight any way I can to make sure me and my kids never had to go through this again.
They're all over. There's just a lot of just vacant PHA houses just everywhere, particularly here in North Philly. There's a lot. Like, you could just pick a 5-block radius and you'll just find at least 5 of them.